All right, Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Brakadam to you, hopefully elect. And just through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai out here. One more day. All right. Another day closer, Lord willing, to seeing this place, witnessing this place being destroyed. This wicked kingdom known as America, which in the scriptures is known as Babylon the Great. All right. Lord willing, another day closer, and first and foremost, seeing Yahushua get his revenge. All right, because I often meditate on how, as bad as we want it, as much as it burns within our spirit, no one wants it more than Yahushua, right? Yahushua, he has to get his first. All right, because hey, Yahushua, he did what he had to do. He finished his course. All right. With that being said, Yahushua, hey, he's got his glory, man. All right. Yahushua has got his glory, but it needs to be established here on this earth. All right. So again, first and foremost, above all things, man, seeing Yahushua get his first. All right. And Lord willing, we're part of that joint airship. With that being said, that joint airship with and under Yahushua. All right. We've got a lot to look forward to. Again, it's just one day closer to seeing and witnessing this place be destroyed. One day closer to getting our power, baby. One day closer to because oftentimes, man, we get in the habit of praying just for ourselves, but we got to get in the habit of praying for others, other members of the hopefully elect, of the elect, which we're hoping to be part of that number. But at the end of the day, whether we're of that number or not, it's all about the elect at the end of the day. We're just hoping to be a part of that number. All right? Because I was going to say how, just one day closer, man, Lord willing. Because someone's got to play these roles. Someone's going to get that power. All right? Someone's going to get that power. Brothers are going to get that power at the end of the day. And I know me personally, whether I get it or not, nevertheless, I want to see brothers get theirs, man. I want to see brothers get it in. Because, hey, for the longest, the men of the Lord, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian men, all right, in general, have been on the bottom for the longest. Well, what appears to be the longest, a short period of time, but the Israelite man has been on the bottom for what appears to be the longest, and the men of the Lord, because like I've said before, man, when it comes to the Israelite man in general, well, all Israel in general, are treated like dirt, but when it comes to the men of the Lord, hey, it's like a special type of hatred that the world has for the men of the Lord, for the prophets. All right, it's a special type of hatred. You see, and we're at the times now where, Lord willing, man, we're of that number. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, I'll go ahead and start off with this in 2nd Esdras, because again, one day closer. All right. Every day that goes by is another day closer, while everyone mocks, mimics, scorns, laughs at, talks shit against the men of the Lord. Well, we're in the time more and more. Every day that goes by is another day closer, where all these people that talk shit, right? When that time comes, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to make it known that these were the men that he was dealing with this whole time. All right? And it's going to be to these people it's going to be to their shame, to their astonishment. Matter of fact, before I get that, I'm going to get this. Since I said that, in Ezekiel, because when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we're simply just vessels. We're just messengers. You know, we're just set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai to warn our people, to warn you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, what's getting ready to happen, right? And when it does happen, and like the scriptures say, then shall it be known, then shall they know a prophet had been among them. But by then, for the mass majority, it's going to be too late, right? So with that being said, I'm going to get this in Ezekiel. Because, hey, we're telling you famine's coming. We're telling you pestilences are coming, plagues are coming. We're telling you all hell's going to break loose before it happens, right? And again, when that time comes, it's going to be, to these people, it's going to be to their astonishment. But to us, Lord willing, we'll have that number, like the scripture said, man, that day's going to catch them like a thief in the night. It's not going to catch us off guard because we're anticipating it. We're expecting it, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and get this real quick in Ezekiel 12. I'll start at verse 17. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, eat thy bread with quaking, and drink thy water with trembling and with carefulness. And say unto the people of the land, Thus saith the Lord power of the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Again, because this message at the end of the day, the focal point are you Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. All right. It says, and of the land of Israel, they shall eat their bread with carefulness and drink their water with astonishment, that her land may be desolate from all that is therein, because of the violence of all them that dwell therein. And again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, we're foretelling you of the violence to come. We're telling you there's going to be uproars of the people. There's going to be mass chaos, total anarchy. There's going to be a dog-eat-dog world out here. All right? Famines. All right? We're coming into a time now where, you know, what everyone takes for granted as of right now, while society is still somewhat intact, all right, you know, these things are going to be, so to say, a luxury in the time to come. You know, because hey, you know, a lot of Jake, they don't believe in they don't believe in eating seconds. They don't believe in eating leftovers. Wait, we're coming into the times where you're gonna miss those leftovers. You're gonna miss having leftovers, man. You know, hey, in that day, a pack of ketchup, man, is gonna be a luxury in that day, man. A pack of ketchup, a pack of mayonnaise is gonna be a luxury in that day. Because again, one of the things that we're telling you is to come. We're foretelling you is famines are coming. That's why, again, it said, and say unto the people of the land, Thus said the Lord power of the inhabitants of Jerusalem and of the land of Israel. They shall eat their bread with carefulness and drink their water with astonishment. Right? Because, hey, when the time of famine does come, all right, whatever food that you do get whatever food you're able to get in that time, you're going to eat it with astonishment. Because it's going to be like, man, you know, what those guys were saying were right. They talked about famines and all these. Damn, those guys were right. Those men were right this whole time. And like I said, hey, when it's all said and done, all right, for the mass majority, it's going to be too late. You know, because, hey, like a lot of us say, hey, especially to you women, hey, keep the same energy. Keep that same attitude that you got now when it's all said and done. Keep that same attitude. Because don't come crying to us when it's all said and done out here, man. Hey, we're going to be, you know, for brothers that got families and, you know, things of that nature, children and things of that nature, you know, and we're not even capable of saving ourselves. So, you know, don't come running up to us, all right, you know, trying to figure out, looking for answers and whatnot. Hey, a lot of you are going to get turned away. A lot of you are going to get turned back. And you damn sure better stay the hell out of our way when the power comes. For damn sure, man, when the power comes, man. You know, hey, I was meditating, you know, hey, because the water to Yahweh Shema Shai, he didn't give us the power now, man, because, hey, you know, Jake will go all out with it, you know. Jake will be irresponsible with the power, you know. But this is, you know, ties into what was on my spirit. I was on the way here on what to get into, because, hey, again, we're a kingdom of we come from royalty. We're a kingdom of kings and priests. Lord willing, we'll have that number, right? So with that being said, we are learning the responsibility of kings, priests, judges, rulers, gods, mini gods, miniature gods, man. We are learning their responsibility. So as I've been saying, as it's been on my spirit, I've been saying over the weeks, you know, on how, you know, it was necessary for us to experience this evil, to experience this wickedness, because we are simply pilgrims passing through. It was necessary for us to experience this wickedness, right? Like King Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes, because hey, a king, a judge, a ruler, a true king, a true judge, and a true ruler, right? They know both sides of the spectrum. They know both aspects, the righteousness and the wickedness. And again, it was necessary for us to experience this wickedness, primarily being here in America, all right, which this is the most wicked kingdom of all time. And that's why the judgment, y'all did a video yesterday of going into the lake of fire, you know, because people just seem to forget, or they don't understand the fact that, again, the Most High being the you know, the truest of them all, you know, just in all things, right? You know, hey, just like during the time when you read in Genesis the 6th chapter, how wickedness got to a point where the Lord said, enough is enough. It's time for me to cleanse the earth. It's time for me to purge the earth of the wickedness. Therefore, you had to flood, right? Well, fast forward to the times that we're living in now, man. Because again, there's never been a more wicked time on the earth as in the times that we're in now. So if the Lord destroyed the earth all those years ago via the flood, just imagine the destruction, just imagine the judgment that's going to take place in the times that we're living in now, man. You see, because hey, the scriptures go into how the wickedness, man, the iniquities have reached unto the heavens. You see? But again, going back to the point on how it was necessary for us to experience this wickedness, all right? Because as a king, as a true judge, true leaders, all right, we're supposed to know both sides of the spectrum. We're supposed to know the righteousness and the wickedness. So the way that the Lord set this thing up, this program of Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, though it hurts, you know, those like, damn, you know, but nevertheless, it was necessary. It's a necessary evil. I'm going to get this in Ecclesiastes. Because, you know, for those that don't know, all right, King Solomon, he's the one that wrote the book of Ecclesiastes, being the Yahushua, for those that have ears to receive, and being the wisest king of all, right? You know, hey, the scriptures go into how King Solomon, he almost gave in, man, to so to say, the dark side for my Star Wars fans, you know? That's why at the conclusion of Ecclesiastes, what did he say? Just fear God, fear the Most High, and keep His commandments. Because it's all vanity at the end of the day, right? You know, it's all vanity at the end of the day. Just fear God and keep the commandments. So that's why I'm going into Ecclesiastes 1, starting at 16. I communed with mine own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Because again, King Solomon, you know, he was the richest, the wealthiest, the wisest of them all, right? It says, yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. Because again, you know, King Solomon, he knew he knew the light and the darkness, right? He knew righteousness, right? You know, as well as the wickedness, right? It says, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. So you see, at the end of the day, when it comes to, you know, all the madness that Jake is indulging in, hell, you know, what we were indulged in before we came into this truth, Again, it's all vanity. All right, it's all vexation of spirit. All right, it all leads to destruction. But you see, again, the way that Yahweh Bashim Shah set it up, it's a necessary evil. It was necessary for us to experience the wickedness, because hey, Lord willing, when we get set back up in power, hey, we're gonna know what not to do. We're gonna know how not to you know rule the earth, Lord willing, man. We're gonna know what not to do, man. But the point being, it said, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. So you see, King Solomon, he knew both sides, the righteousness and the wickedness. Because that's one of the characteristics of a true king. He knows both sides, man. So this is what we're being groomed up for. You know, this is what we're being prepped for, man. You see? So this is why it was necessary for us to be set up here in captivity. All right? You know, because hey, to the true saints, you know, I watched a video by the elder Kazakiala. He made a beautiful point about how because you know the beginning of creation, all right, as we know, or as we should know, it didn't start with, or it didn't, you know, it wasn't when it said in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Well, when you go into it in depth, all right, it's not literally talking about the Most High himself, but he set up Yahweh Shai and those elected angels, those elected spirits. All right, and it's through them everything was brought into existence. Creation was created through Yahweh Shai and the elect. So with that being said, again, man, Lord willing, we're of that number, because, you know, like I said, man, just seeing everything that we see, all right, even before, for the most part, you know, before a lot of us came into the truth, you know, it just didn't sit right within our spirits, man. A lot of things that we've experienced, man, and just, you know, this so-called life that we've lived, you know, for the most part, within our spirit is you know, there's vexation. Why? Well, going back to the statement that the elder Kazakiala made about how, hey, you know, again, Lord willing, we're that number, because if we are those spirits that were with Yahweh Shai in the beginning, hey, we created all this. All right, and to see our creation be destroyed, man, you know, again, it puts a spirit of vexation on us. It's like, you know, you have for those that are into art, you know, and you create this beautiful masterpiece, right? You take your time with it. This is the most precious piece of artwork that you know, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, like some say, right? You put your all into it, right? And let's say, you know, someone comes around and, you know, they tamper with it or whatever, it's going to piss you off. It's going to make you upset. It's going to vex your spirit. Liken unto the elect, whoever they are, whomever they may be. Again, Lord willing, we're that number, man. You know, part of why we are vexed in the spirit is because, again, if we're of that number, all right, we help create creation, and to see it in the decrepit state that it's in right now, you know, it doesn't sit right with our spirit. You know, speaking of, because I'm gonna go to this real quick in St. John 17. Like Yahweh Shai said, you know, these were they that walk with me, that were with me from the very beginning. To roughly paraphrase, all right, the elect were with Yahweh Shai from the very beginning, right? And Lord, because hey, again, at the end of the day, it's all about the elect, man. The elect are very special. The elect are very precious, right? So in St. John 17, St. John 17, starting at 5. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. And you see, because, hey, the scriptures talk about when Yahweh Shai comes, where our vile bodies are going to be changed. It's going to be changed unto a body like his, man. Because again, Yahushua, he finished his course. He finished what he had to do. All right, he fulfilled his purpose. You see, and it's just a matter of, you know, the big reunion with Yahushua and those the elected spirits that were chosen, predestined from the very beginning. All right, it's just a matter of, you know, these things playing out, and like I said, man, Lord willing, the big family reunion, right? Yahushua and his elect men, because again, the elect men, hey, they're very special, man. They're very precious. All right, and so much. When you read verse 6, it says, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. So you see, because the point, it said, thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me. You see, because, hey, when it comes to the elect, hey, they're very, again, special. The elect are very precious. They were a gift from the Heavenly Father to Yahushua. You see, and no matter which lifetime, all right, you know, no matter where the elect are scattered abroad, man, the Spirit is going to be on them to follow Yahushua. Not who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, all right, because contrary to popular belief, when the real Messiah comes back, this God that they call Jesus Christ is going into slavery. Believe it or not, because this God that they call Jesus Christ, he's a physical man walking on the earth today. He's an idol, and he's going into slavery, as well as the rest of the Edomites, the so-called white people, as well as all the other nations. All right, and two-thirds of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you want to join hand in hand with the enemy. Well, you're going to be destroyed with them when Yahushua comes. You see? So again, going back to the point that I was making, only the elect are going to have the Spirit on them to where they're going to follow Yahushua. Like when Yahushua was on the scene, all right, and he called the disciples, and they stopped everything that they were doing to follow Yahushua. All right? You see, because to the elect, you know, this is only going to make sense to the elect. It's only going to make sense to the elect. All right? It's going to click to the elect. You know? The elect being reactivated. All right? Because again, the elect were always the elect. It's just a matter of them being reactivated. These things being put back into our remembrance. You see? So that was the point on that. Going to in the book of Jude, chapter 1. Jude, chapter 1. Starting at 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Because again, we're being put back into the remembrance of these things. All right? You know? These things are being put back into our remembrance. Like I said, the elect are being reactivated. Because we knew this at one point. We had this at one point. All right? But as has been prophesied, you know, the falling away had to take place. The falling away had to come. All right? We had to forget who we were completely as a people, man. You know, we were completely disconnected from our heritage. Discontinued from our heritage. Or disconnected from our heritage. Right? Verse 6 says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So you see, the point being, those angels that were with Yahushua from the very beginning, all right, they're looking to go back to that first estate. In those angelic bodies, those celestial bodies, right? You see, we're seeking, Lord willing, where that number meant to be changed back to our first estate, to our first glory, man. You know, our original glory, man. You know, men of renown, man. You know, because again, hey, the men of the Lord have been on the bottom what appears to be for the longest. You know, And this is something that I always think about, I always meditate on. It's like, Lord, because again, the Lord created us to be His representation, man. When the nations see an Israelite man, they're supposed to see Yahweh Shema Shai. They're supposed to see Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, the Lord created us to be in His image, in His image, His likeness. Right? You see? And we're the Lord's, you know, His juniors, man. You know, we're the Lord's juniors, man. And with that, it comes a respect, man. There comes just this. I can't even put it into words, man. You know, what comes with being a son of the Most High Power, man. You know, I can't even put it into words, but you know, we're looking to get back to that first estate, man. All right, because again, the Israelite man, and even more so, the men of the Lord have been on the bottom for the longest. You know, and like I was saying, man, you know, again, the Lord created us in His image to be like Him. It's like, Lord, how long? You know, the Lord compared His sons. He compared us to fine gold, more precious than fine gold. And it's just like, if so, Lord, how long do we got to suffer this? How long do we got to be on the bottom? How long is the Lord going to continue this to go on, man? Well, hey, the answer, not long. Because, hey, Lord willing, our time is coming. Lord willing, we're at that number, our time is coming. Right? I'm going to get this. Because, again, remember, to you Israelite men, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian men, all right? Remember the stock that you come from. Remember the stock that we come from. We come from royalty. All right? Again, we're a kingdom of kings, a nation of kings and priests. It's time to start acting like it. You know? Well, again, like I said in the beginning, hey, it was necessary for us to experience this evil because it's more than just calling yourself a God. It's more than just calling yourself a king. You know? And with that being said, again, we are learning the responsibility. Like I said, if the Lord gave us the power now, man, we'd be irresponsible with it. You know? We'd be irresponsible with it, man. So this is why we are learning the responsibility of what it's like to be kings, priests, judges, rulers. Right? So I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this in Galatians. Galatians 6 and 7. Actually, that's not what I wanted, but it's good. It's good nevertheless. I'll read it anyways. Galatians 6, starting at 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap also. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life. And again, Lord willing, this is what we are sowing, so that we can reap everlasting life, immortality, man, kingship. All right. It says, and let us not be weary in well doing. Because, hey, we are almost at the finish line. It said, let us not be weary in well doing. Because, again, we're almost at the finish line. We're about to cross the finish line, man. And with that being said, because, you know, the closer we get, hey, you know, prepare thyself to thy battle. Because we all, you know, the Lord has, and that's another thing about this thing of ours. If we're of that number, man, hey, our story is going to be talked about forever. Our story is going to be told forever, man, in the kingdom. You know, the faith of the elect, those that withstood against all odds, all right, is going to be commended and talked about for all of eternity, starting with Yahushua. So again, man, because we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got a lot to look forward to, more than what we can even think about. We've got a lot to look forward to. So again, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So in due season, in due time, all right, all this, you know, our sacrifice is going to pay off, Lord willing. Because when brothers go out there to the highways and hedges, right, the fact that brothers are partaking in the ministry of Yahweh Shema Shai, making their bodies a living sacrifice, right? You know, a lot of people on the outside looking in, they think that this is just some type of hobby, or, you know, just something to do on the side, or whatever the case may be, not knowing and understanding that this is deadly serious, man. We take this deadly serious, you know, because I quoted going to Yahushua when he called the disciples. Hey, the disciples, they dropped everything. They forsook it all to follow Yahushua. And likewise us today, hey, you know, brothers forsake a lot to partake in this ministry. Brothers forsake a lot, you know. Brothers forsake a lot. But again, because, hey, you know, if we don't faint, then, hey, it's going to pay off. This sacrifice is going to pay off. Because, again, people are going to know why we took this so serious. When that time comes, people are going to know why we took this so serious. Because, again, in that time, it's going to be made known, yeah, these were the men that I were dealing with the whole time. This whole time, everyone was talking shit, you know, walk by the camps, go get a job, bums, and so on and so forth. People are going to know why we took this so serious. But what I wanted was in 1 Peter chapter 5, I'll start at verse 1. 1 Peter 5:1. The elders which are among you, I exhort, who am also an elder, and a witness of the sufferings of Hamashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Because again, when Yahushua comes, hey, you know, we're going to be partakers as well of that glory. You see? It says, feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you. Because, hey, other members of the elect, if they're not already, have to be woken up. They have to be sealed. The leaders. This is what Yahweh Shema Shai, he's calling the leaders to the forefront of this battle, man. The leaders are being called out. All right? You know, because again, with Yahweh Shai, start with Yahweh Shai, then you got the 144,000 men, Israelite men. All right? And from there, you know, from that hierarchy, that's where everything's going to be ran and run through Yahushua and those 144,000 men. You see, the leaders of this new war to come. So this is what, again, Lord willing, we're being prepped for. We're being prepared for. That's why Yahweh Shema Shai, a lot of things don't work out to our favor on this side, because, hey, the Lord, he has different plans for us. The Lord knows what's best for us. You know, the Lord has different plans for us. So we just have to, you know, because that's another thing. Part of this thing of ours, man, is just submitting ourselves to the will of the Lord. Submitting ourselves to his will. Because again, you know, it's not tangible. All right? That's why a lot of Jake, they fall out the truth, because, you know, they lose patience. Right? Because again, the reward that's going to come at the end of this thing, it's not tangible. Because, you know, Jake always, you know, this is why, like, going back to you know, the scriptures tell us not to be envying these heathens. You know, they set up their false gods, their idols or whatnot, right? And what did Jake do? Right? You know, envying after the heathens, because Jake, they wanted the physical king, one that they can see, touch. You know, you see, man. And you go on to read on about how the Lord set up King Saul, you know. But again, the point being that this thing of ours, our reward is not tangible. We can't physically see it and touch it as of right now. We gotta wait, man. We have to wait. All right, because before we get to that state of being perfected, being godlike, all right, you know, again, there's things that we have to learn. All right, you know, it's a purging process, man. Again, the Lord set us up in captivity under Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. Just like I said, like I've been saying, to experience all this wickedness and to know what not to do when it comes time for us to lead, when it comes time for us to judge and rule. But again, in 1 Peter 5:2, feed the flock of God which is among you. Take the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, nor for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Because, you know, again, these Jakes, a lot of these so-called leaders in Israel, you know, a lot of them, they just, whatever they couldn't be in the world, they you know, incorporate it in the truth, and you know, they capitalize off this truth, man. You know, you fail rapper in the world, well, now you want to come into the truth and, you know, make merchandise off the Lord's people. You see? Because again, a lot of these Jakes, man, they lost sight of the mission at hand, man. They lost focus. Like I said, they lost patience, and, you know, I'm not going to call any names, you know, but hey, well, a lot of these Jakes weren't in the world, but they couldn't be in the world. All right, you know, they brought that into the truth, and, you know, incorporated it into this truth. And that's why you see all these music videos and just a bunch of nonsense, man. Because none of this stuff has to do anything pertaining to salvation. None of this stuff, you know, I mean, again, you know, we do have our hobbies and whatnot, you know, but when it comes to our hobbies, hey, leave that, you know, don't put that in the forefront of this truth. Don't put that in the forefront of your videos or whatnot, man. You know, all we need is that which pertains to salvation to make it out of here, man. You know, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, getting the hell up out of here. The exiles are seeking to be set free, man. To roughly paraphrase, we're seeking to desperately to be, because Jake is like a lion contained in the cage, man. You know, Jake is contained, and even before this truth, you know, it's just like, man, you know, it's just like something is holding us back, because the scriptures describe us as a lively stone. We're a lively people. You know, a lot of times, you know, in school growing up, they try to what do you call it? Talk about Jake, you know, ADHD and can't stay still. It's because we're a lively people. We're lively stones. We're not supposed to sit still, man. Again, like I said, Jake is like a caged animal. Well, aren't you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians ready to be set free? Aren't you ready to live? Aren't you ready to break forth out of these chains, out this box? Aren't you Jakes ready to live, experience life? Aren't you Jakes ready to truly live? So you see, like I quoted, the exiles are seeking to be set free, because we are exactly that. We are exiles, man. You know, like the scriptures say, we are gods but die like men, right? Because hey, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's calling us back home. He's calling his sons, his princes back home. You know, because again, we were exiled for a period of time, but again, it was necessary for us to experience this evil, so that when we get set back up in power, hey, you know, for one, we're going to appreciate it that much more, because when we had paradise on earth, you know, we were spoiled kids. You know, we didn't truly appreciate righteousness. Everything was handed to us on a silver platter. You know, and we've been beat down so much to a point, man. It's just like, man, you know, because listen, we're gonna get more than our heart's desires in the kingdom, man. And it's gonna be one of those. This is gonna be like, what am I gonna do with all this? Because, you know, Jake is simple for the most part. Jake is simple for the most part. And the fact that we're going to get more than what we can even desire, more than what we can imagine, it's like, what am I going to do with all this, man? Probably just give it to brothers, you know? You see? Because again, man, we're going to appreciate righteousness. Again, it was necessary for us to experience this wickedness. It was necessary for us to experience this wickedness, man. All right? Because when we experience righteousness, when righteousness is established, we're going to appreciate it that much more. You know? But going back to this, in 1 Peter 5, verse 3, neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being in samples of the flock. All right, because again, this thing it's not about seeking vainglory, which again, some of these so-called leaders in Israel, man, wanting to be the man, wanting to be that guy, right? You see, at the end of the day, we're all laboring for the same penny, from the least to the greatest. We're all laboring for the same penny, you know. And here it is, and a lot of these guys, man, just in general, you know, exercise lordship over brothers, not knowing that brother, let's say you both of you are let's say you got a camp, right? You know, and the head of the camp, he's just, you know, exercising lordship. You're basically abusing his power, you know, over the brothers in the camp, or over the last brother, the least brother in the camp, you know, not knowing and understanding that brother might be over you in the kingdom, man. He might have a higher position over you in the kingdom. So it's not about that. It's not about, again, the chasing the vainglory. This is not what this is about. You know, this is not what this is about. You know, but reading on in verse 4, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, you shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. So it's, again, man, when Yahushua comes, that chief shepherd, all right, hey, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That it, listen, it's vast, it's far-fetched. Again, it can't even be put into words, man. What we've got waiting on us on the other side. This incorruptible crown, man. You know, and like I said, a crown of glory that fadeth not away. You know, because, hey, man, it's not going to be a dull moment in the kingdom. You know, it's not going to be a dull moment. It's not going to be a such thing as a boring day in the kingdom, man. You know. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. And hey, Yahushua is an example of all this. First and foremost, all right? He's the captain of our salvation. Like it just said here, he's the chief shepherd. He's, you know, he's the chief. Because Yahushua explained all these qualities, man. What did Yahushua do? He washed the disciples' feet. Even the disciple that betrayed him, man, he washed their feet. That's one of the most humbling things that you can do as a man is massage another man's feet. But hey, Yahushua, he displayed these characteristics, because again, these are characteristics of a king. You know, a king doesn't enter into another king's domain and try to, you know. No, man, a king knows when to step up. He knows when to fall back. He knows when to open his mouth. He knows when to just keep, you know. And again, this is what we're all learning. Rehearsing the righteous acts. You know. We're learning the responsibility that comes with kingship, man, being kings. Verse 6 is the point. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High. So again, because a part of this truth is learning to submit ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. And it said, submitting ourselves under the mighty hand of the Most High, talking about Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right, his name is Yahushua, right? And hey, Yahushua, he laid the blueprint for us. You see, because hey, he perfected it in the flesh. in the flesh. He perfected it in the flesh. And he laid the blueprint out for us to follow. Walk in the spirit, man. Not according to the flesh. You know? So if we do that, right, it says that he may exalt you in due time. So in due time, man, hey, you know, Lord willing, we're going to get, you know, what belongs to us. Because like I said, you know, brothers been on the bottom for the longest. The men of the Lord have been on the bottom for the longest, man. Like I said, it's just like, if the Lord, you know, us being the precious sons of the Heavenly Father, it's like, how much longer do we have to deal with this? How much longer is the Lord going to just, you know, suffer his sons to be on the bottom? Well, again, not long, you know, not long. Because I believe, just speaking as a man, hey, we're in that due time. We're in that due season. Brothers is going to get theirs, you know. Brothers is going to get theirs, man. These people, they see our glow. We don't see it, right? But these people, they see our glow. They can sense the spirit on us. You know, just like when you come around a 2/3 for the most part, you can just kind of sense like when a nigga's up to no good. Well, it's the same thing likewise when it comes to 2/3 with us. And just people in general with us, man. You know, the same way we can sense negative, you know, those negative spirits on people. It's the same. They can sense the spirit that's on us, man. And they can see our glow. They can see our shine, man. You know, they can see the spirit that's on us, right? I'm gonna get this in Isaiah. Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. So you see, the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai being seen, shown through us, working in us, through us, around us, in our favor, on our behalf. And more people are going to see it. They're going to feel it more and more. Right? More and more they're going to see it and they're going to feel it. You see? People just can't help but to just, you know, they can't help it. They can't help it. Well, hey, like I said, Lord willing, I believe through the Spirit, hey, we're in that due time. We are in that due season. All right, we're coming back into true kingship, man. You know, coming back into true kingship, man. You know, because hey, this suffering, man, the chastising is almost done. It's almost over with. That's a part of this gospel. That's a part of this good news. Is that hey, you know, the punishment, hey, you know, our captivity is served. We did our time. Like I said, hey, the Lord now He's calling us back home. It's time for us to come back home. It's time for us to come back home, man. You know, it's time for us to come back into our royalty, our kingship, man. Like I said, aren't you Jakes ready to be set free? Aren't you Jakes ready to break forth out of these chains? Aren't you Jakes ready to break out of this box that we've been stuffed in, contained in? You know? Aren't you ready to experience life to the fullest? You got Jake talking about living my best life, living life to the fullest, right? And you still got to go to work in the morning. You still got to work for bags with holes in it, man. Taxed to death. So on and so forth. The list goes on. Aren't you Jakes ready? Because it was never set up for an Israelite man, no woman at that, to work a day in our lives, man. That's why we read, again, going back to Genesis. Let's see if I can find that. Because like I said, when paradise was opened unto us, you know, like I said, we were like children, spoiled children. Everything was handed to us on a silver platter, right? You know? So I'm gonna get this. In Genesis, Genesis chapter 3. Because I'm gonna get this real quick. Because this as well has been on my mind a lot lately, man. Dealing with Adam, which again, for those that have ears to receive, was Yahushai. All right, because it started with the scriptures say the first Adam is going to end in the last Adam, talking about Yahushai. It started with Yahushai, it's going to end with Yahushai, the Alpha and Omega, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get this, and then I'm going to go to that in Genesis 3. Genesis chapter 3, verse 17. It says, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. I'll read on. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat it, the herb of the field. And thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. So, you see, like I said, in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread. You know, and hey, Jake be working hard as hell, man, to barely make ends meet. All right, Jake be working hard as hell to barely get by, to barely survive. And it's not supposed to be like this, because this was a curse to put on Adam. All right, the punishment put on Adam because he followed after his wife, right? Because, like I said before this, when paradise was opened unto us, hey, you know, everything was handed to us on a silver platter. We didn't have to work. You know, we didn't have to work. We didn't have to do it. Nothing, any of the things that we're doing right now, man. That's why, going back to what I was going to get in the 2nd Ezra chapter 7, 2nd Ezra 7:48. O thou Adam, what hast thou done? But though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of these. So you see, man, all right, you see, because of what Adam did, this is why we are in the condition that we are in today. All right, busting our ass to barely make ends meet. But again, because like I said, it started with Adam. Well, hey, you know, Yahushua is going to come and make it right. He's going to set, because like the scriptures talk about, under Esau, Edom, man, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Everything is upside down in this society. But Yahushua is coming to make things right, man. All right, he's coming to flip everything upside right, man. Make things the right way, man. You know. So again, because it started with Adam, and hey, Yahushua, being the last Adam, he's gonna finish it. He's gonna make it right. So this is why I like the scriptures talk about this. The scriptures talk about it's necessary for the day of doom to take place, because from there, it might be in the same chapter, but it talks about verse 4, 2nd Ezra 7 and 43. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality to come, wherein corruption is past. So this is why we look forward to all hell breaking loose. Call us crazy, call us madmen, but we understand why it has to take place, right? These things need to happen, because from there, all right, this is where the kingdom is going to be established. Jacob's trouble, right? The missiles, World War III, all these things have to happen, because at the end of this is when righteousness is going to be established, and this is when we're going to truly be able to live. So it's necessary. These things have to happen, man. It's, you know, people just, you know, we just, you know, hoping for the worst, you know, whatever. You know, I don't really pay attention to what people say anymore, but you know, it's not like we're just wishing bad just because. No, man, this is necessary. This has to happen. These things have to happen. The day of doom must come. in order for us to live forever. And that may not sound, it might sound crazy to some, but, again, like I said, part of this thing of ours is submitting ourselves to the will of the Lord. Because, if what the Lord said has to happen didn't happen, then this cycle of the Lord bringing us here and going off, then we have to come back. This cycle, it will keep on going on and going on and going on, man. And if we had to come back through the loins of these 2/3, we're screwed. We're finished, man. You see? So this is why we're in the time now where Yahweh Shema Shai, he's only dealing with the elect. Because like it tells you in the book of Isaiah, if the Lord didn't leave behind and just deal with the remnant, then we'd all be through. We'd be at Sodom and Gomorrah. So again, because, this program of the Lord, man, is beautiful. The way that it's the perfect movie. It's the perfect story. It's the perfect program. We just have to follow along with the Lord's program, man. You just have to get down with the Lord's program. It's as simple as that. But again, going back to the point, because like I said, it was not made for us, no Israelite man or woman at that to have to work a day in our lives, man. But it was necessary, like I said, for us to be in this position, to know what it's like, so that way when righteousness is established, we're going to appreciate it that much more. Versus back then, we didn't appreciate it. That's why I read, "Oh, Adam, what hast thou done?" Because look at us, man. Look at our people. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. We're through. We're through as a people, man. We're through. We're finished. You see? Jake is out here walking around begging the so-called white man for reparations, right? They want a certain amount of money when the dollar's about to collapse, man. This money is called fiat currency for a reason. It's fake money. It's not real money. It's not backed by any, it's not backed by anything. There's no amount of money Esau can give the elect, for that matter. All right? There's no amount of money that the so-called white man can give to the hopeful elect can give us anything to change our mind. All right? Because, at the end of the day, listen, it all points to Yahweh Shai, his second coming, and us being delivered. That's what it all leads to, man. That's what it all comes down to. It all boils down to us needing salvation. We need salvation. And again, going back to this day of doom, this time of Jacob's trouble, and all hell break loose, this is what's going to lead to our salvation. This is what's going to lead to us getting the hell up out of here, man. All right? And from there, again, we're going to be able to live, truly live. Because again, our people are not living. Our people are not living. Our people are just simply surviving at best. But again, because the kingdom is not tangible, it's not something that we can physically see and touch right now. This is why our people, they can't shake off this Stockholm syndrome, man. They just can't shake off this love that they have for the so-called white man. And like I mentioned, our people are so, bent over reparations, going to the oppressors, and they're the one that's causing all the chaos. They're the one that's doing all the oppression, causing all the oppression. So this is why, man, listen, at the end of the day, Jake, because one way or the other, you're going to get purged. One way or the other, you're going to go through this fire. And to the hopefully elect, we're going through it. We're going through the fire. We're finding this out the easy way. And I say it like that because, the fire that Yahweh Shema Shai is going to come with, aka Jacob's trouble, through death by pain, great miseries, weeping and gnashing of teeth, right? Men crying like women, right? That's how they got to find out. But they'll be all right on the other side, man. They'll be all right on the other side. But I'm going to get this. Because again, man, it's time for us to come back home. The Lord, Heavenly Father, Abba, He's calling us back home. It's like if you're a father that that you know hasn't seen his son in 20 years because he got locked up, right? You know, and when it's time for the son to get released, you know, hey, the father, you know, he's more than happy to see his son. He's more than happy to embrace his son, like the parable, right? The parable of the son that got exiled, right? You know, hey, the pops, he was ready to embrace his son, man. Because for one, the son showed humility, great humility, right? Because, hey, the spirit of the elect, hey, the hopeful elect, hey, listen, this is the spirit that the hopeful elect are coming in. Because, hey, listen, we know we blew it, all right? We blew it and we blew it bad. It's like, Lord, we get it. We can't repent enough. We can't say I'm sorry enough. It's like, Abba, we get it. We messed up, and we messed up bad. Please, take us back home. Lord, please. Abba, please. You know, this is the spirit that the elect are coming in. All right, we get it. We blew it, and we blew it bad. We messed up, man, to the point where we don't deserve mercy. All right? But that's the beautiful thing about it. Like I said, Abba's calling us back home, man. Abba's calling he's ready. Abba is ready to embrace his sons again as sons. Abba is ready to behold us, man. You know. Before I get that, I want to get this. In Revelation chapter 21, to get to the point, verse 3. And I heard a great voice of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. So you see, man, we've been in exile for so long, or what appears to be for so long. Well, listen, the Lord, Abba, is ready to embrace us again, man. You know, he's ready to you know, call us sons again, man. You know, we're ready to be called sons again, man. We're ready to come back home. Well, hey, again, the beautiful thing is the Lord, he's calling his sons back home, his precious sons, who he compares better than fine gold, more precious than fine gold. You know? But it's just a matter of us going through this purging process. All right? You know, we had to go through this purging process. That way, when we're set back up in power, hey, you know, we're gonna be responsible with the power, man. You know? We're gonna be responsible with the power, and we're gonna appreciate righteousness that much more. But what was I gonna get? Revelation. Because again, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, remember the stock that we come from. We come from a royal priesthood, man, a kingly priesthood. Revelation 5. Revelation 5. Verse 10, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So you see, because like I mentioned earlier, with Yahushua, first and foremost, he has to get his respect. He has to get his glory, which he has it already in the heavens. It just needs to be established here on earth. And we're going to be partakers of that, Lord willing. As I read earlier, we're going to be partakers of his glory. Because again, the faith of the elect, those that endured until the end, is going to be talked about. Start with Yahushua first and foremost. It's going to be talked about forever. So we've got a lot to look forward to again, man. We've got a lot to look forward to. Just imagine those living room conversations in the kingdom, man. Hey, man, man, listen, it's far-fetched. And what we've got waiting on the other side, man, we don't deserve. By a long shot, we don't deserve it. But You know, it's the Heavenly Father's good pleasure to give us these things anyways. You know, it's the Heavenly Father's good pleasure to give us these things, man. As any father would his firstborn, which we are considered his firstborn. And Yahushua, he's the firstborn of the firstborn, right? You know, typically with the firstborn, you give them everything. You know, they get all the inheritance. Well, that's what we got waiting on us on the other side. Starting with Yahushua, all right. Starting with Yahushua, and then Yahushua being the ultimate brother, all right. You know, the brothers use this example from time to time about how, you know, the big brother and the little brother, and they're playing the PlayStation, right? The little brother wants to play the PlayStation, right? You know, big brother gives the little brother the controller, but it's not plugged in. Well, listen, Yahushua, the controller's going to be plugged in. Because again, Yahushua being the ultimate big brother, being the ultimate brother, again, he's going to share his inheritance with his elect men. With his elect man. Because by default, it's Yahushua's anyways. He's going to share it with his elect men. This is what we've got waiting on us. This is what we've got waiting for us, man. But again, Revelation 5 and 10. And has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So you see, man, the kingdom is going to be established on the earth. When it's all said and done, the nuclear destruction, because that's why when the talks of nuclear destruction comes up, people get afraid. You know, people get afraid because, you know, they think that when the nukes hit America, we're just going to be living in this post-apocalyptic setting. No, man. When the dust settles after the nuclear destruction, because there's going to be a nuclear destruction, it's not a coincidence. All these nations are getting missiles, testing missiles, right? World War III has been prepared. All this is not going to be in vain. Because, like I said, this is the part of the day of doom that I was mentioning. All right? You know, these things have to happen in order for us to enter into immortality. You know, all these things are going to usher in the kingdom. Because from there, like I said, Yahushua, he's going to come, redeem his elect. All right? The elect are going to get saved. And from there, that's where salvation is going to come. You know? That's where the salvation is going to take place. But after it's all said and done, and when the dust settles, all right, we're going to rule on the earth, Lord willing. Because like I said, one more time, and has made us unto our power kings and priests. And as I was going into earlier, a king, a priest, he's well versed in the law. Like I said, he knows the righteousness and the wickedness. He knows both sides. So it was necessary for us to experience this wickedness. All right, and we're all kings under the order of Melchizedek. All right, so to say, we're all spiritual Levites. You know, I believe at one point, you know, throughout our different, you know, reincarnations, you know, at one point, we all came from the tribe of Levi. But spiritually speaking, we're all spiritual Levites. All right, you know. So kings and priests, well versed in the law. All right, knows and understands righteousness and wickedness. All right, and that way we're going to be able to rule on the earth, as it said, and we shall reign on the earth. You see? So this is going to take place on the earth. As it is in the heavens, it's going to take place on the earth. Start with Yahushua, first and foremost. You see? I'm going to get another scripture because, again, we're in training. You know? We are in training. So I'm going to get this. In the 1 Corinthians, not second. 1 Corinthians 6 and 1. Because, hey, Yahweh Shemashah puts us through the, you know, we get the small mini macro test here and there. Because again, part of this thing of ours, we're learning to walk in the spirit and not the flesh. We're learning to judge things according to the spirit and not the flesh. Right? So 1 Corinthians 6:1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? So you see, let's just say amongst brothers, amongst camps or whatever, man, there's a situation that needs to take place, or there's a situation that needs to be addressed. You'd rather go to Esau Edom and his court system, his unjust court system, rather than just dealing amongst brothers, dealing amongst the council amongst brothers. Because again, hey, when it comes to brothers, hey, I know the brothers within my camp. All right, I know in each and every brother, man, I see a piece of Yahushua within those brothers, within the camp and on the outside, man. I see a piece of Yahushua in them, because this is the closest that we're going to get on this side to Yahushua. So that's why, the scriptures, stress about being brotherly and how we treat one another. All right, because every brother brings a piece of Yahushua to the table. Right. So you rather, like as I said, you rather take your situation, your matter, to Esau Edom, his unjust court system, his unjust counsel, and not deal amongst brothers, which the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is within brothers, all right, within the camps amongst brothers, right? Wouldn't you rather have it so? It says, do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? So again, going back to brothers, man, again, just careful how we treat one another, how we treat brothers, man, because, hey, these could very well be the same men, the same spirits that were with Yahushua in the beginning. And as I mentioned earlier, you got, and I'm just saying this, because, this is nothing that I've experienced myself, not with my camp, at least. But brothers, you got leaders over the heads of camps, man. And I'm just speaking in general, heads over these camps, and they're exercising lordship over brothers, right? You got the head of the camp might be treating the least in the camp like, shit or whatever. But like I said before, you might not know that brother that you treated like shit, man, and he might be over you. He might have a higher ranking than you in the kingdom. You see? So, nevertheless, like I said, because it said, it's the hell. Like it said, it's 1 Corinthians 6:2 again. Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? So you see, again, all right? And we don't know. The brothers that we deal with, these could be the same men that were with Yahushua in the beginning. And if that be true, then hey, these are the same men that are going to judge the earth under Yahushua. These are going to be the men to rule the earth, man, and the universe at that, the galaxy or whatever you want to call it. It says, and if the world shall be judged by you, are ye not unworthy? Are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? So you see, because hey, again, we are learning the responsibility of what it's like to be a judge, a king, a ruler, making decisions according to the spirit and not the flesh. And these are small matters. Well, how much more when that time comes and the training wheels come off? This is why, again, we're in spiritual boot camp. All right, we're learning the responsibility now. All right. Because hey, when that time to come, hey, it's going to be showtime, right? So we need to learn how to, put on the fruits of the spirit, all right? And cast off the fruits of the flesh. It says, know ye not that we shall judge angels? So you see, hey, we're going to have rank and authority over the angels. Lord willing, we're that number. Right? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgment of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church. So you see, with all that being said, you know, if we're the future judges, rulers, kings of the earth, right? You know, well, we need to learn how to conduct ourselves when it comes to small matters, things that we, you know, that we deal with on a, you know, in our personal walk on a day-to-day basis, man. You know, we need to learn how to judge the small matters, man. Deal with the small matters, you know, the simple stuff. You know, amongst ourselves and amongst brothers. If we are those men, man, the future leaders of the new world that's coming. You see? Because, you know, hey, in the kingdom, it's not going to be just, you know, partying and bullshitting, you know, all day, having drinks, sipping wine all day. No, man. You know? Because, hey, for one, every brother's going to have their specific lot in the kingdom, right? You know? And then with that being said, hey, the slaves, you know, they're going to have to be ruled over because they're still going to be in this flesh. You see, the elect are going to have, like I quoted before, when Yahushua comes, you know, our vile bodies are going to be changed like unto His, right? You know, and that's when we're going to be in the new covenant. That's when we're going to be perfected. You got Jake talking about we're in the new covenant, and we're still catching hell. You know, we're in the new covenant. We're still walking on concrete. You know, joints all messed up, out of place. But anyways, that's when we're going to be perfected. All right? And as I read, that's when we're going to, the Heavenly Father, He's going to be able to fully embrace us as sons again. You know? But the nations, they're still going to be in this flesh. They're still going to be subject to sin. They're still going to be subject to go off. You know? And like Yahushua, our big brother, all right? You know, because Yahushua came in the flesh. All right? Yahushua was born of a man and woman. There was no holy conception. All right? Mary and Joseph, they had sex. They were intimate. All right? And Yahushua came in the flesh. He came as a man. And it only makes sense because, hey, if there's anyone that can say, I know how you feel, I've been there, you know, if there's anyone that can say that, it's Yahushua can say, because, you know, we all go through certain things. A lot of times it's like, you know, you want to reach out to others, but it's like you feel like, you know, other people may not know what you're going through. They may not know what you feel. Well, Yahushua can say, I know how you feel. Yahushua knows what we feel. Because, you know, as the scriptures talk about, man, Yahushua, no one drunk the cup like Yahushua did, man. And Yahushua, He did that. You know, Yahushua, He did that. You know, Yahushua is that, He's that dude, man. He's that man. Because it's through Yahushua are we even put in a position to where the Heavenly Father can behold us again. It's through Yahushua, right? But nevertheless, and Yahushua, He can say, because He was in the flesh, He came in the flesh, I know what that feels like. I know what you're going through. Well, hey, likewise us. Because again, us being in the flesh, all right, we're going to have this level of understanding when it comes to judging these other nations, these heathens, all right, because again, we were in the flesh. You see? So that's why I've been saying throughout this live, man, you know, it was necessary for us to go through this for a number of reasons, man. It was necessary for us to experience this, you know, because again, when it comes time to judge, you know, making those calls, making those decisions, all right, well, it starts with us judging small matters within our daily lives, our personal walk amongst brothers, the small things, man, you know, because again, hey, this is where we come from. We come from royalty, all right? You read about these great men. Hey, you're reading about your forefathers, man. These are the men that you stem from. Samson, King David, right? Joshua, right? You know, these are the men that we come from. Our lineage goes directly back to these men, these great men that we read about, directly. You see? And again, it's nothing but kingship, man, royalty. You see? So, again, man, it was necessary for us to go through this, to experience this, because we're being prepped for the new world to come. I'm going to get that in 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many. So this is why, you know, you see, for the most part, 2/3 is, you know, partying and bullshitting, you know, just doing whatever they want, having a good, jolly old time, right? And it seems like they're getting away with what they're, you know, it seems like they're getting away with them going off, you know. But hey, this is their time to play. This is their time to, you know, have fun, do as thou wilt and all that. You know, this is their time. Let them have their fun. All right? Because this world ain't for us. And that's why I was mentioning earlier how, you know, the spirit that's on us, man. All right, the spirit that's on us is different. People, they can see it. People looking at me funny, you know, looking at me like I'm crazy, you know, because they can see the spirit that's on us. They can see the spirit that's on us because we are literally not of this world. We are literally not of this world. All right, so this is why our spirit doesn't mix with the spirit of these people. All right, because this world was made for them. But Lord willing, all right, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's preparing us for a future world to come. Like I said, the Lord is grooming us to rule the next world to come. So in 2nd Esdras 2 and 8, 2nd Esdras 8 and 1 again. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many. And again, this is why we don't fit in this place. We don't fit in this world. We don't fit in this society. You know, for the most part, you wonder why we were, you know, always the outcasts. We just never fit in, for the most part, right? Because when you read on, it says, but the world to come for few. You see? So again, the future world to come is only but for a select few. And these were the same ones that were with Yahweh in the very beginning. This is what we were hoping, Lord willing, to be a part of that number. And Lord willing, this is what we're being groomed and prepped for, to rule the future world to come, man. But like I read, hey, you know, we want that type of position in the kingdom. Hey, we gotta learn to judge ourselves, and you know, when it comes to small things, ruling over this flesh for one, you know. Because like the scripture say, hey, if man he can't rule over his own spirit, a man that can rule over his spirit is better than he that can, you know, rule over a city, you know. Because hey, the kingdom of heaven, it starts with us. All right, the kingdom of heaven is within us, man. It starts with us, you know. So like I said, with that being said, hey, you know, it's a necessary evil. It was necessary for us to experience this wickedness, man. It was necessary for us to go through this, so that we can learn wisdom and madness and folly, man. And to be true judges, to be true rulers, to be true leaders. It was necessary for us to experience this. All right. But I'm gonna close it out, man. Hey, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, this was edifying, giving all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatham to you, hopefully elect. Lord willing, until next time, Shalom.